I'm Angie. I am a patient of Dr. Jay Goodbinder's at the Epigenetics Healing Center. I just knew if I could get there, if I could get to the Epigenetics Healing Center, if I could get there, if I could just hold on. And we were stuck out of state.
Oh, right.
My mother-in-law had fallen and broke her hip, so we were stuck out of state. I would have hope. And because I had seen that already in a friend of mine, and I wanted that. And I knew I could get it.
Right.
I just needed the knowledge, and I didn't have it. And I have tried my whole life trying to get that knowledge for myself and my patients when I was a nurse. And these people, I wanted to help people. And that's all I wanted. But I have that now.
So you feel like you can get your life, like you feel like you'll have your purpose is back.
I do have a purpose now. I do have purpose now. I do. I can do things. I have hope. I have a future. I can plan things. I stopped planning things. When you think you're dying, you don't plan. You plan to die. Well, I don't do that anymore. Because I'm living. And I'm very thankful for the Epigenetics Healing Center. People need to know about it.
I feel absolutely blessed to have been able to see you as a patient. I get as much satisfaction of seeing you as you probably do seeing me. I think it's an amazing thing to watch someone who is basically on their deathbed, bedridden, their whole life has been completely interrupted, have their life back, be able to go and do things that they've always wanted to do and been told they never would. From the time you were a very, very little girl until now, decades, you've been sick.
Yeah.
And just by doing some really targeted testing to understand why, and with your ability to follow through on a plan, everything's changed.
Yes, very much so. It's my life has so much light in it now. It really does.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic because I'm going to have a future, and there are so many people out there that I come in contact with now, and I tell them, or that know about you or hearing about you because of they see physical differences in me and in people that have come to see you to the Epigenetic Healing Center.
Right.
They do.
So you were on 21 prescription medications. How many are you on now?
I don't take any prescription medications now.
We're on 0 prescription medications, and you started seeing me in September. We're now in April.
Mm-hmm. So
in about 6 months, you were able to get off 21 prescription medications and get your life back.
Yes. I feel so hopeful.
Has your relationship changed with your husband?
Completely. It is completely changed. It has. I mean, when you go trying to be married to somebody and you can't even touch them at all without them literally screaming in pain. That's hard relationship, and now it's so much better.
Well, I mean, as a woman, that's got to feel tough. As a man, to feel rejected all the time, you're like, is it something I'm doing? She can't be in this much pain. He doesn't feel it. Mm-hmm. But he saw it for years and years and years. So I'm sure it's a blessing to him and to you both that you can actually have his arm around you without screaming in pain.
Yeah. I mean, it's the truth. He used to touch me, and he'd be like, seriously, babe, you can't hurt that bad. I'm like, I only wish that wasn't true. Right. But now it's true. Now it's true. I don't hurt like that. Right.
And so he probably has some PTSD. He was like, wait, can I put my arm around her?
Yeah, sure, he probably does. I had been going to some meetings and meeting new people, and one of the leaders at this meeting, I would go monthly, and I'd see her, and I first went and saw her, and I was like, what's going on with you? Or I didn't even know her, but you know how you see somebody and you think of them kind of like, they look kind of like a wet, rainy day. They kind of look drab. They're there and happy and, and they're there and putting effort in, but they look kind of sad and run down. And they can't walk very well, and, you ache in the rain. And she had looked like that. But then I went back the next time, and I was like, wait a minute, she looks fantastic. What is going on? Her hair looked good, and her skin cleared up, and she was walking around easier, and she had a smile on her, and she just had a bright. And then the next month, she was even brighter and lighter. And I said, what do you have? I need me some of that. And she said, I went to see Dr. Jay Goodbinder. He's going to come talk at one of these meetings and just to present what he does. I unfortunately wasn't able to make that meeting because I was out of town. But I went ahead and I had scheduled an appointment anyway because I didn't need to hear him. I saw her. That's all I needed. Because to me, proof is in the pudding. I don't need the words. I mean, I need the words to learn, but I don't need to see them on her. And she's doing fantastic. I still see her frequently. We rave about him, and we support each other and help each other out. And that's why I went, is because I saw her and I wanted that. And that's what I want literally for everyone, is some of what they have to offer there. I literally enjoyed being able to get in the tub. I couldn't, literally. I could get out of my house because I was stuck in my house for months. We bought a ramp so I could get out of it. I ran the other day, and I told you I jumped on a trampoline. And these are such great things. I can pick up my grandson. I couldn't even hold him when he was born because I had a brachial plexus injury, and I lost the use of my right arm because of part of my conditions. But I got it back. The sky's the limit for me now. I'm not going to put restrictions on how well I can get because that's limiting. I think that people should strive to be the best they can be and physically active and do whatever they can. Whatever your activity level is, if the next day you can do a little better, that's 100% better improvement for you. And for me, tomorrow could be 100% improvement, so I'm not going to limit it. But I am a million times better than I was. I would say I'm more than 100% better than I was because I'm a functional. People can see me walking down the street and I'm not dragging my legs, so they don't see that something's wrong with me. They're not having to accommodate me.
You get to be responsible for other people versus dependent upon them.
Yeah, and I don't be dependent. I don't do well at being dependent. I like to take care of people. It makes me happy, and now that I can get back to that.
That's why you became a nurse, because you want to take care of people.
My mom she lives in Florida, but even she's like, the medical community turned their back on you. I watched it happen. And he's helping you. And he is giving you a life, helping you learn how to make a life. The Epigenetics Healing Center and Dr. Jay Combiner, they're helping you. And she's so happy about that. When I came to the Epigenetics Healing Center, and it was very emotional just to get there.
Right.
Because at that point, I knew at least I had a fighting chance.
When we came down and sat together, we spent a good amount of time together. Mm-hmm. And I asked you a lot of questions you'd never been asked by anybody else. Really trying to understand why you were sick.
Right.
And trying to figure out the appropriate labs that would be necessary to get you better.
Right.
So you get like 3 panels typically, but we ran over 600 or 700 different tests. So by the age of 23, I was already on 6 medications. I was disabled with crippling psoriatic arthritis where I couldn't use my hands anymore. They were swollen like basketballs. I had scabs and scales all over my skin. And I didn't really feel like I wanted to live anymore. I was told by the doctor, I'm sorry, you're unlucky, it's genetic, you'll learn how to live with it. But the truth is I didn't want to live with it anymore. I didn't want to live in a world where I would probably never get married, never have children, because no woman would ever love me looking like a monster like I did. I became a doctor to learn how to fix myself. I got a second doctorate. And since then, I got off all 6 medications and can move my hands normally. I have no more chronic disease. I'm on no medications at all. I jump out of bed like a lion to serve my purpose every single day, and I thank God for that.